Hello, welcome back. It's me again. Hello, chat. Fun story. I recorded this whole video about 12 hours ago, and I decided that I looked insane, so I'm re-recording it. But we're back. Hello. I'm uploading this the day that I'm recording it so that I can make it before May officially starts. Here I am talking about my favorite music that came out, my favorite local music that came out in March of 2024. You'll notice that the title is different. It's no longer specifically mentioning Atlanta, because not all of these bands and artists are strictly from Atlanta. Some of them are from Athens or other areas of Georgia. I figured it would just be simpler to just call it local. Cleaner, I suppose. But March was a really good month. I think there's more music that I liked from this month than there was last month. So we definitely have more to talk about. So strap in, buckle up, get your popcorn, get your meal that you're eating while you're watching this video, and let's just jump into it. As always, there will be a playlist at the top of the description with all of the songs that I talk about, all the albums that I talk about, everything that I mention in this video, as well as a playlist with everything. So you'll notice that there is a scrolling feed this side, that is currently showing all of the music that came out that I was aware of in March. So if your thing is not verbally mentioned by me and not given a glowing endorsement like all of the rest of this stuff, it's nothing personal. It's just my shitty dumbass opinion, and maybe you'll like your next thing better. So yeah, with all that out of the way, let's jump into it. First up is a shout out. My band, Bummer Hill Baby. We're back. We put out another song in March called Have a Nice Life. It's very good. A lot of people seem to think so. If you like ska, you will like a certain portion of this track very much. So check that out. Far Removed, the whole album, is out May 10th. And let's get to our first mention. The sun is getting brighter. Uh-oh, I'm gonna look more pale. First thing I wanted to talk about is the debut album from the band Equal Creatures, Everything That Hurts. This is a very, very good debut record. It has some of the aches and pains of a debut record, but all in all, it is a very good time. Definitely way more to love here than to not. It starts off on a great foot with the opener, Job with Insurance. It's a song that feels like you're driving at sunset with the windows down, and it's centered around the metaphor that connects trying to find love with trying to find a job. And if you've ever tried to find a job in today's market, you know that it's a bitch. I think it's a pretty cute metaphor, and vocalist and lyricist Lori Ray kind of takes it to its natural limit without it getting corny. For example, the final line of the song, "No, you don't want me, you just don't want to be alone." That line is really good and hits hard, but it would be way worse if right after they were like, "And that's what it was like to work at Walmart," or "I just got fired from Starbucks," or something. So very effective use of the metaphor here, and they don't go overboard. The rest of the track list has quite a few hitters. I like the contrasting moods of the second track, Spring Violet. The instrumental is very light and poppy, but the lyrics about a protester who, while trying to defend the Atlanta forest from Cop City being built, was shot and killed by a cop. It's a nice contrast. It kind of helps a song about a very grim subject be a little more listenable. You know, I like songs like that where the instrumental is very upbeat and the lyrics are very much not. I also love the resigned power behind the track Waylon, and the chemistry between all of the bandmates on the song Check Engine Light. My favorite track here by far is Hands Going Down. It is the band's best song, and the way that it builds tension throughout the track is downright thrilling, and when it finally gets to a climax, it's enough to give me chills every single time I listen. Among all these highlights, though, I still have some problems. Where this album kind of loses me is on tracks like July So Blue. where I don't really think the lyrics or the composition are really all that engaging, and doesn't really rise to the standard of the 4 tracks that directly precede it. I have similar problems with the closer, All for Free. While I like the sentiment of the song, I don't really think its execution really grabs me in the way that it should. I'm also kind of left a little wanting by Mount Brokeback. I like the lyrics and how bold they are, but in all the times that I've listened to it, there's just kind of something that's kept me from loving it, and I'm not really sure what it is, and I can't really put my finger on it. But the track Entropy sounds like a song from Sonic Adventure, so, you know, so I like it. And I can usually compliment the lyrics throughout this entire album, even if a song might not really compel me. Usually the lyrics are a good read. And I also think that the record sounds really good. I think the production complements this band's sound really well, and I'm excited to see how they further develop that more into their career. So yes, while I do love a majority of the tracks here, it's certainly not perfect, but that really just gets me more excited for this band's future and the output that they will have as they mature and as they grow to be better musicians and songwriters. They already have a couple all-timers in their discography right now, a couple all-timer tracks, so I'm just excited to see them get better. Definitely check this out. This is an adventurous and engaging debut album from one of the scene's best bands. And check this out. Check this out. Huh? You fucking with it? I'm fucking with it. Yeah, I got the vinyl, so I don't know where to put this now. Just put it right there, I guess. Good album. I like it a lot. Up next is this new Stay Here song, Prove Me Wrong. This is my favorite Stay Here song, just bar none, hands down, all that. I think this band has the potential to reach real radio success. Like, I think Stay Here is a band that has the capacity to be a band that your mom has heard of. Unless your mom is cool and already knows about this band. But their music is approachable and well-constructed, and their approach to melody and songwriting is generally very compelling. This song being perhaps the strongest example of that so far. This chorus hits like a freight train, and it immediately lodged itself into my brain from the moment I heard it. It's a light and punchy track, and the fact that it's basically a diss track only makes it even better, because it's really fun to sing along to in the car. This is an addictive pop rock banger, and I cannot recommend this enough, and I'm excited to see what Stay Here does next. Up next, this new Pinkest EP, As Real as Life Can Be. This is one of the most eccentric EPs I've heard from the scene in a while. It's 5 songs, it's almost half an hour, and it is just amazing. It's a very, very interesting kind of neo-psychedelia art rock project. It's kind of hard to pin down. And I remember when Catholic Spain came out late last year, I described that song as MGMT if they screamed more. And I still do feel that way about that song. But the rest of the EP can't really, you can't really apply that label to the rest of the EP. And I really like how this band just refuses to stay in one place for too long. I think one of my favorite parts of this EP and this band in general are the vocals. They are so wild, and the vocalist commits so hard. It's hard not to get caught up in the carnival of this EP. It's almost like a cartoon character fronting a band, but I mean that in the absolute best way possible. Like, it is very compelling listening to the vocalist. My favorite track is still Catholic Spain, but a close runner-up is Mount Ecstasy, which is a 9-minute monster of a song that starts out as a normal for Pinkest song, and then around halfway through it just jams for the rest of the runtime, and it's so good. It's pretty rare for a band in general, much less a local band, to pull off a 9-minute song like this and have me not want to cut my head off. but Pinkest does it, and they do it in wonderful fashion. This EP really has got to be heard to be believed, and that's why I'm suggesting you go and hear it right now, as soon as you possibly can. Go listen to it, or I will bully you for the rest of your life. All right, up next is this new Goodhost album, Attacks. This is not what I was expecting, only for the fact that when I played a show with this band some months ago, they did not have a vocalist on stage. But on this album, sure enough, there's a vocalist. Who would have seen that coming? Not me. She is a very welcome addition, though, as she makes the songs simultaneously more dynamic and more approachable, which is a hell of a feat. This record is very dynamic and packed full of engaging riffs and wacky little moments throughout. I think if you're looking for half an hour of mathy indie rock kind of stuff, this is definitely for you. I would highly recommend this. I can foresee this being in my rotation a lot. So definitely check out this album. Shout out Goodhost. Looking forward to more good stuff from Goodhost. And up next is this new Come Senior single, Atom Bombs. I think this is a good kind of space for the band to operate within. It kind of sounds a little bit like a throwback rock song, like something you'd hear in the background of a movie set in the 70s or something. And like the main character is in this hippie girl's room and there's like tapestries on the wall or something. I don't know. It's just a vibe I get. But the vocals are pretty laid back and like monotone. And I think it really works. It's a nice contrast, and it feels pretty unique as far as rock in this scene is concerned. So check this out. Cool stuff. Up next, this new Vessel single, Lost Appeal. Vessel put out a record in April, so I'm going to talk about that in the April video. But this is pretty fun, charming, post-punk leaning indie rock. I'm really into this. It kind of had to grow on me after a few listens, but I think this is a lot of fun. They managed to name drop TikTok without me wanting to jump onto a landmine. And the chorus is pretty catchy. I would highly recommend this. Looking forward to listening to the rest of their album. Up next, this new Knife Wound EP, their debut EP, We Owe You No Devotion. Funny thing about this title is I only noticed last night that We Owe You No Devotion. The acronym for that is WOUND. So just goes to show you the level of intellect that you are dealing with on this YouTube channel. There are great riffs all over this thing. The riffs are so good that I like this EP. I really like it. I think my favorite tracks are either Thirst for Blood or Serrated Steel 2. But if you're into hardcore, I think you'll get a lot out of this, so check this out. I like it. Up next, this new Janie Danger single, Pure Black Tendency. This is a great track. This is the kind of shit that comes on at a show and you just start killing people. Like, it's so aggressive and driving and powerful. And I really appreciate the concept of the track. The title is a reference to a mechanic in Demon Souls, and I haven't played Demon Souls yet. I've played all the other Souls games, but I just haven't gotten to Demon Souls yet. But I believe the mechanic is like if you die a bunch in a certain place in the game gets harder, but once you hit a certain amount of deaths, then you become more powerful. And I really like how that concept relates to being queer in today's age where conservatives and right-leaning people are constantly attacking and slandering you just because of your gender identity, and how hearing all of that is exhausting and infuriating. It's perfect material for a track as mean as this is, and the way Janie writes about this subject is really compelling. I especially like the lyrics, "We're playing by your rules now, who is grooming who now, went and bought some guns, see who is killing who now." It's not only catchy, but it's pretty cathartic, as it's a power fantasy of flipping the roles and dealing out what is being dealt to them by these shitheads. and the specific reference to the bit of misinformation that all trans people are groomers, and contrasting that with flipping a conservative's love for guns back on them is great stuff. This song rocks. I'm excited for Janie's upcoming record, East Atlanta Sober, coming out in June, I believe. If it's not June, I'll flash it on the screen right here. Call me a fucking moron. Guys, I forgot to talk about a song. Whoops. The new Farseek single is really good. They are continuing to kill it with this new song. It's called New Short Haircut. They blend Americana guitar solos and punchy drums with wistful lyrics and an anthemic vocal melody to make something that feels that it's simple, but it's still incredibly effective despite that. This is really just a wonderful song. I genuinely don't know how I forgot to put it in the video. Even though there aren't that many lyrics, it's still really effective. Just such a great song. Vocals are emotional, and I feel like this would be really easy to sing along to live. So this is a great song. My apologies, Farseek. Whoops. Different setup and everything for your song, but I got there in the end. All right. Up next, this new Hillview 73 album, Nighttime is the Grace Period. I fucking love this thing. I didn't expect to like it as much as I do, but I don't really know what I was expecting going into it. I certainly wasn't expecting this. It's kind of a comfy indie-tronica record. It's not exactly like reinventing the wheel or anything as far as that genre is concerned, but this record is really good. It's the kind of thing that I would have expected to have popped off on Rate Your Music about 10 years ago or something, and now it has a legacy of being one of the mainstays of the site. The sonic palette is very low-key with electronic drum machines, acoustic guitars, soft distortion occasionally, synths here and there, and understated vocals. That's not really what draws me to this record. It's nice for sure. It definitely makes it an easy thing to have on and listen to. Oh, sun's getting darker again. Well, what I really like about this record is the songwriting. My favorite track by far is Catch Me. The vocal melody in the chorus is genuinely some like huge pop song shit. Like if I could see this being a melody in a song that is like #1 on the Billboard charts right now. It's so good. And I love the lyrics in the chorus too. I especially love the line, "Will you text me when I fall asleep, when I wake up so I have something to read?" It's so sweet. So good. And this whole record is just filled with stuff like that. Just really relatable and great lyrics and songs set to a backdrop of pillowy indie-tronica. This is such a good record. I can't recommend it enough. Definitely check this out. Shout out Hillview 73. Up next, this new Strumbrush single, Pay Your Angels. I will have more to say about this song when I talk about the record, but all you need to know for now is that this song rocks, and Strumbrush is still really good at making addicting music. I love how the atmosphere of their stuff is so interesting and weird and so singular. I know I said last month that Strumbrush makes music that is very specific to them. Like, you can't mistake it for any other band, and that's still true here. So, very excited to talk about their record. Up next, this new Dinner Time single, One More Hour. All I have written for this is, "Oh yeah, it's groovin' time," killer chorus. So, if you're looking for some groovin' indie pop with a killer chorus, check out this new Dinner Time single. I like it a lot. I think it's better than Shoes 2. This is probably my favorite Dinner Time song from this new era that I've heard. Up next, this new Better Yet EP, their debut EP, Not Enough Time. Now, I'm going to level with you here. I was very surprised by this thing. I'm not going to lie to you. When I first listened to this band's stuff back in October, when, what was it? Say You Love Me came out, I kind of wrote them off. I won't lie. I just kind of thought it was like pretty standard pop punk, nothing that I would really be that into, because I'm not. If you've listened to my podcast about Fall Out Boy that I run with Carson Dowboys, you'll know that I'm not really into just straightforward pop punk. It is probably one of my least favorite genres of music. It just bounces off me completely. And I initially thought that's what this band made, but I was wrong. This band is a lot more interesting than I gave them credit for. So my fault. Apologies, better yet. But I'm on the train now, so I hope you can forgive me. Once you start paying attention to their instrumentals, there's actually a lot more to latch on to than I would have expected. And it's not like they're writing prog rock symphonies or anything with like different time signatures and sections of the song that when you open it up on Rate Your Music, it's like this track, it's like 20 minutes long, and then there's section I, section II, section III, section IV. It's still pop punk, but there really is a lot more thought behind these instrumentals than I noticed before. I also generally like the lyrics. They're a little juvenile, just as the vocals are, but I think that's fine. It's pop punk. What are you gonna expect? And the vocals did take a little bit to grow on me, but now I like them. I feel like they're pretty standard as far as pop punk goes. So if you're into pop punk, you will probably not be fazed by the vocals at all. I think the moment that this band really clicked for me is when I re-listened to Sounds Like Hell when I was listening to this EP, because I had heard it in preparation for my February video, but it didn't really grab me for whatever reason. But now I'm pretty comfortable in saying that I love this song. I love the bass riff and how the song is kind of built around it, and how the whole thing moves and crescendos at the chorus and gets all quiet again. I mean, it's not groundbreaking stuff, but it's compelling. The chorus itself is great as well. This track is just a really good slice of emotive pop punk. And I'm also a fan of the closer track, Without You. It's pretty dynamic and develops in a really satisfying way. Bare minimum, all of the songs in this EP are at least pretty cute. And being pretty cute is definitely not a crime. I'm not gonna sit here and say that this is like the best EP I've ever heard or like my favorite from this month, but it's really good. The more I listen to it, the more it grows on me. And yeah, I'm just very impressed. Better yet, you guys got me. I'll have to come out and see y'all sometime. If you are a pop punk fan, you should definitely check this out, because I am not a pop punk fan and I like it. So it's got to be worth something. Up next, this new Floral Print single, Ecco/Flipper. This is really cool. Holy shit, it got dark. Oh my god. This is the woes of shooting with natural lighting. God, I don't know where my softbox went. I can't fucking find it. The Floral Print song, my fault. It's two songs in one, and I think both are pretty equally compelling, although I do prefer Ecco a little bit more. I am pretty excited for their upcoming record based off of this song. I actually saw this band open for 15,000 Guns at their funeral show. Rest in peace, 15,000 Guns. I hope you guys come back someday. But I was really impressed with what I saw when I saw them live. So much so that it's not under there anymore. Well, I bought a record from them. I haven't listened to it yet, but I liked their live set so much that I bought a record. So I'm looking forward to their record, to their new album that's upcoming. Check this out if you like off-kilter art rock. Up next, this new Zoe Bayani single, Body Farm. This is really good as well. Of course, all the things that I talk about in this video are really good in my opinion. But this is some really effective, evocative grunge music. I like how ominous it is. It doesn't feel derivative at all either. I love the chorus too. I like how the song opens up when it gets to the chorus. This shit is really good. Looking forward to more from Zoe Bayani. And finally, this new, another Vessel single, Blonde. This is more tense than Lost Appeal, but I like it more. This is decidedly more post-punk than the last one, but I'm a big fan. This song is a pretty great no frills, no bullshit, just a post-punk track. It's kind of leaning towards dance punk, but whatever, you know. You get what I mean. I'm very here for it regardless. So shout out Vessel. This is really good. And that's everything. That's all of the music that I wanted to talk about this month. Be sure to check out the playlists below that have the music that I talked about and the music that I didn't talk about. Subscribe to the channel. If you like these videos, follow my band, Bummer Hill. Go listen to my podcast called This Ain't a Scene, It's a Podcast. If you have suggestions for other local bands for me to check out, please send them my way. My Instagram is Peanut Reject. That's probably the best way for me to see it. Or you can just tag the Bummer Hill account on Twitter at BummerHillATL. So yeah, see you next month. I'm gonna go edit this video now and hopefully get it out before the day ends. Bye bye.